Welcome to day 3 of Christmas Card Making Week of Webisodes. Now, it may be hot where you are, but here it is snowing something fierce.
And we've got snowflakes.
Yes.
We have snowflake paper tole, foil paper tole templates, snowflake papers, snowflake embossing folders, cutting dies, snowflake stamps. What more could you want?
Very good. Well, we're going to take all those snowflakes and do some wonderful things with them with Teresa's help. Come play with us. So here's the collection of snowflakes, lots of different things.
Sure, we have paper tole over here. We have the snowflake template.
And we have the embossing folder, cutting die, stamp, reindeer with snowflakes.
The snowflake holographic paper, which is back here. And we also have the 3-pack snowflake Dazzles, which you saw on Monday. That would go great with this.
So that's not here, but, you know, we're acknowledging it. So we're going to start with the paper because the paper is really always the basis of everything. And this is a 6x6. They are double-sided. So I'll go through, there are 24 sheets. There are 2 of each one.
It's called Fresh Frost.
Right. I didn't say that, did I? Because we're hot off the press, you're always going to see ideas inside the front and back cover. So just to kind of kickstart your creativity is what we like to call it. So here we go. Now you'll notice that we're not into the reds and greens. We are, however, into the blues and the tans and the greens.
And the burgundies.
Right. Right. They're popping up here. Teal.
Striped papers. They all coordinate very well. You can mix and match these in lots of different ways.
And as usual, when we have a strong pattern on one side, the back side is going to be a more subtle tone on tone.
Right.
That
Great
way,
for stamping on.
Yeah, it just works so nicely. So as you can see, and I think, are we back to, no, not quite there.
Not quite there.
Not
Keep
yet.
going.
Keep going, more and more.
Yep, there we go.
And then finish with this giant snowflake.
Beautiful
and
focal.
Show you ways. And you can see that this says cut here. So you're just going to slice that. They're gummed, so you just pull them out and go for that.
Cut the top off, and you've got a 6x6 ready to go.
So we're going to be using this at a base for most of the cards today. And here is our first. And this is, as you can see, a mix of the Fresh Frost paper. And we've started bringing in with those foiled snowflakes, which are great.
They're great. They're easy to work with. You just pop them out. They've got all these beautiful, intricate shapes that you can stack on top of each other with a little foam tape, or just use one at a time if you like.
Yeah, and actually that's a good point because normally with paper tole, you would expect to see numbers and you would expect to kind of be directed into how to layer them.
Right.
But on this particular set with the 32 frosted flakes, and isn't that cute? Kyla came up with that, our art director. You can use them individually, as Gail just said, or you can stack them. And we've given you a couple of ideas for stacking, but feel free to do as you wish.
And what I love about these is that some of them have an actual pattern on it, like there's a plaid and there's like dots. It's just a beautiful little, so by itself, it makes a very nice little embellishment or focal.
It does. And then here on Teresa's card, it is just smashing. Now, she has also used the Christmas cheer stamp.
So that's right here, done on one of the lighter papers. And it's done in a brown so that it sort of blends in, but it's just a gorgeous look, a vintage look.
It's kind of meant to be the chalkboard look, but I think it's really nice to see as Teresa has used it here. May your day be merry and your season bright.
And in the background, there is an oval doily that's been placed a little off-center, so it's cut here on the edge and down at the bottom, even with the paper. And it's inked with a Gathered Twigs Distress ink to get that vintagey look.
Very nice, very nice. And I love what Teresa does with her papers is that, she's got her card covered in the blue and then she's done the plaid and matted it, and then she's got one more piece here with the stripe. So you get a richness in the depth of the card.
Another piece right here, even on top of that
see.
doily. It's just it's a nice collage-y look.
Now here is that paper that we showed you that has the giant snowflake, and she's done some of the paper tole on top.
And you can see they fit on it just perfectly.
Yes.
They're framed practically on
Nicely done. And there's again the brown, the other part of the doily, the oval doily.
This is one of my favorite stamps from the set. It's very swirly, and I just think that's a beautiful look.
Nice use, isn't it? Yeah. Now, this card is showing just simply that one paper and with the foil paper tole on top. So just giving you that option too.
And it's right in the center. You can see right here is the small white
that's
jewel
right.
Dazzles. There's a blue jewel Dazzles all over this one. You can see them here.
And just so that you know, here's a nice little reminder, is that even though we're doing snowflakes, it doesn't have to be Christmas. It can be birthday. It can be any of the events that happen year-round. Now, we're going to go into the cutting die.
So in one way, you can have your snowflakes on a die cut sheet, or you can make your own snowflakes with a cutting die.
Right. Now this cutting die has 3 sizes, as you can see, I think. And the largest one was cut out of the card front, which I think is brilliant.
It is. First of all, Teresa put the teal paper glued it to the card front, and she suggests make sure that you glue all the way across the paper, because when you use the die cut, then it's going to separate the paper here if it hasn't been glued all the way across.
Okay, so just thoroughly the whole surface. And then she has used the foil paper tole on the inside of this cut out card. Makes a beautiful aperture, doesn't it?
It's stamped here with the small snowflake stamp, and here's the little message that comes with it, Beauty of the Season.
And we'll be seeing that later also. So on the inside of her card, simply with the little label there, and that comes, do you know where that comes from?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay, look in the gallery.
For sure.
That's our fallback.
It might be from Christmas Greetings or the Stamp and Punch. So.
Okay, so we'll do that. Now, here is another card, just to show you those cutting dies a little bit in a little different format, just so that you can see there's the large again, and these are stacked one upon the other, and done out of a foil or a metallic paper too.
And this one is on the glimmer paper.
Yes.
And then, that's suede. The white is on suede,
so
and
it's
then
nice.
This is die cut right out of the foil paper, and then they're foam taped.
Right. So nice to know that you can do the specialty, because I think that adds such richness to the cutting dies.
Sure.
And here is the same cutting die, but this time they're just flat and upon a doily. But look at the one that's cut in half to kind of bookend that center snowflake.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, just nice way to go. You can also cut them for corner treatments.
That was embossed. These are embossed here.
Right. Now, our reindeer, let me see where my reindeer is. My things are getting piled here.
The reindeer is actually, we have the new cutting die for that.
And it comes with snowflakes, so see, it's still in this theme. And Teresa has turned her reindeer into a Rudolph with just a touch of a jewel dazzle on his nose.
The reindeer is actually cut out of the papers from the Fresh Frost paper pack, but there are snowflakes cut with the POW glitter paper.
And that's what Teresa has also used for her matting.
She suggested that when you use a cutting die with the glitter paper, there's a plastic layer between the glitter and the paper. So she says you're going to have to run it through your cutting die one way, turn it around, and run it through again. It just needs an extra little cut to get all the way through. It comes out easily. You don't get broken edges, but you just need that extra.
Good thing to know. And you could have used metallic gold, the holographic, but Teresa really wanted the subtlety of, surprisingly, of the POW paper.
Right.
And of course, as you can see, she used it in little bits, but the gold color is kind of an old gold, and it goes beautifully with the tan in the papers. So beautiful. On the inside, just a small piece of the blue, and that tan really pops against the white. I'm kind of surprised.
And this is from the Lacy Frames.
That's right. Exactly. And we continue to do the stamping. This is with the Christmas greetings, I believe. And she has used some of the brown crystals, so that's a look. Now, the reindeer cutting die can go either way. Just depends on how you put your paper in.
Right.
I thought this would be a good example. And
right. If you were to put your paper face down on the cutting die, this is the direction it would run. Face up, it would run the other direction.
So you get to control that. And this is out of the suede paper. So just wanted to give you that look. And with this reindeer, you're getting 3 snowflakes and a swirl. So that's also nice to be able to play with.
I'm trying to remember, this must be the vintage Christmas.
I think it is. I think you're right. Good for you.
And some of our Christmas dazzles.
Right.
At the top.
That's the greetings. Now, this reindeer, I just wanted to show you because this was a different look. Again, doing an opening, but with this reindeer, you need to have these 2 little pieces to complete it. Otherwise, you get kind of a blob there. So the designer put acetate on the back of this card front after she die cut. That way, she had a place to glue those 2 little pieces.
And these 2 pieces
and those 2
over
pieces.
here
So
as
there's
well.
4.
But it's very pretty. I like that. The acetate on there adds it. There's all your sparkle for your card right there.
It's very nice. So just really wanted to share that with you. Now, Teresa's next card is going to take us into the realm of templates. And
that's the easy, lacy snowflake.
It might be easy and lazy too.
Lazy afternoon of cutting snowflakes.
And you might remember the Bodacious Blooms template. This is following the same format. And so you're going to show us a step-by-step, right? Maybe I should show the card before we get too far.
A good idea.
Okay, let's zoom into her card. And Teresa has a couple of snowflakes for us, you can see. And the nice thing about these snowflakes is you get these folded over areas that just add more richness.
Right.
And you can see this one. Now, she has matted each of these after she's made them.
Right. And what's great about that is that you can see right through a different color and then set on that kind of busy background. It kind of needed the matting on the back of it. That's nice.
Works really nicely. And you can see that she's added pearls to that. On the inside, 1 snowflake with pearls.
Right, and this is from the Pick a Pocket template to this tag. There actually something on the front was too.
Might as well give you a little peek at that. We'll show this later, but and Teresa designed this. So there's all of these pockets, all of these tags, and then all sorts of little labels and things to do further embellishing.
Because you can use it as a tag like that, or you can use this part and make it a pocket as well.
So in this case, she has used one of the pockets or one of the tags to be this embellishment.
Right, and then on the front, there's the little part of the banner tag right here. Use there.
So multi-use. Okay, so how do we do the lazy snowflakes?
Okay, well, we start with a piece of paper. This is from the Fresh Frost. This is a 5-inch piece of paper.
So it's a square.
It's a square. When you look at the template, you follow the directions. You want to pick out the snowflake that you want to do. I picked out Donner, and each one will tell you what size of paper to cut. For the large snowflake, it says use a 5-inch square.
And it's always a square. So
So you get your 5-inch square. You fold it in half first. Now, if you want this to be the side that you see, then that gets folded to the inside. And you fold it in half, just like that, and then you're going to mark.
Now you want to keep the fold toward you, so that's important. I have a ruler if you want it.
Great, ruler. I'm going to fold it nicely there. You take the ruler and you want to mark where the center line is, and that's going to be right there at 2.5 because it's a 5-inch square. Then up at the top, you're going to mark from the edge, Donner says to mark 1 1/8 inch, there's on the instructions, from each edge. So 1 1/8 from this side.
And this is going to be on the side opposite you, so it is not along the fold.
Right.
Okay.
So you have your mark down in the center here and then up there at the top. And then you're going to fold. You're going to fold right on that point. So I kind of put my finger there to get a little bit of a crease going. And then you're going to fold this point pointed at that mark you made right up there. So it's going to end up.
And you can lay the ruler on there too.
Sure, that works as well. I'm eyeballing it.
Okay.
Now, you're also supposed to fold this side over, but I kind of like to go under. You're going to fold it even with this side. It makes it a little easier for cutting that way.
Interesting. Okay.
So both
So
sides
like
will be
Teresa, you're not
folded.
following the directions either, huh?
Well, you know,
Yes.
it works the other way too. This makes the folded papers not quite so thick somehow, and it makes it a little easier to cut.
Good to know.
Now you're going to take your template. Now we're working with the large donner, and I'm going to set that point of that right on top of the point of the paper and get the edges aligned. I kind of can't see from where I am.
It's hard, yeah, because you're off. Okay, and we'll scoot
centered?
this up
No,
too.
There we go.
No, I messed it up, didn't I?
That's all right. There we go. Just align the edges
And you want
of
the point.
that blue.
Yeah.
That dark blue is where that paper is going to sit, right on those edges. Then you just use your pencil and trace the lines.
And sometimes people will ask if the pencil point, should it be closer to the inside of the line or to the outside? And I don't know that it really makes a huge difference in this particular template, but just as long as you're consistent.
Right. In some things, if I'm going to choose to stay close to the blue line, I will stay close to the blue line for every line that I trace.
So you're doing all of them? Now, I always recommend, before you remove this, lift it up and just make sure that you see lines everywhere.
Right, all of the lines.
And Gail did a very good job.
It also shows an actual, there's a fold line right there where we're going to be folding it. You're not going to draw it on there, but you'd be aware that that's where it is.
And don't cut along that fold line. Okay.
So when I'm done, you can see these are the lines that we're going to start cutting. So I have a piece that I've already cut out here. So you can see that I cut along here, so that cut this part out, cut all the top off. I cut out these two sections here, this side and that side, and then I cut along these fold lines, which just stops right there, so you'll have these pieces. And then the next thing you do is unfold your piece. So here's that top part that I folded over, and here's the part I folded on the bottom. And I'm going to sort of flatten them out as I go along and open it up.
And because it's double-sided paper, you'll have two options for your snowflake.
I'm going to show you that a little better. There. So you can see that. And then those fold lines are just a matter of picking up those little points and folding them back.
Very nice. And again, the double-sided paper makes that work really, really well.
And that's how they work. All of the templates work pretty much just like that. You just have to follow the directions for what size of paper to cut.
So again, here is Teresa's card. So she's got two snowflakes on the front, one on the inside. And just to give you another version, this is one using suede paper as well as the pattern paper. And you will also see on the template that there are insides of the, there you go, of each one, so that if you want to put something in the center, and that's really demonstrated here as well as in what Teresa did.
So this is one of the large snowflakes.
Yes.
The medium size and then there's the smaller and the inside. This came from a Dazzle.
It did. So just wanted you to see some other options. So beautifully done.
They're
now,
fun. You remember what cutting snowflakes is like. It's fun.
Yes. And we're going to go now into the stamps, and there's a couple things going on here. We've got the snowflake, and we also have, somehow I've lost my little snow bears.
Okay.
Oh well.
Well, it's the
Help me here.
Snow Bears Dazzles, right?
No, that's the stamp.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
The small Snow Bears stamp.
Right.
So it contains the little snow bears. I think there's a little there's a little message that goes on there
Always?
too.
Always?
They're there.
Oh, okay, good. There they are.
Okay.
So Cold Paws, Warm Hearts is our message with them. The snowflakes has the beauty of the season as well as a couple of snowflakes.
So the bears were actually stamped on cardstock.
Right.
And they were, each one, some of them were stamped on different kinds of paper, so they were paper pieced on top of there.
Right. You could also color them in. I love the ribbon that Teresa's chosen. It kind of looks snowflakey with the dots.
And this is, looks like silver specialty paper in the back.
You're
for
right.
matting. What we're seeing here is that large stamp, and that was done with Versamark and Perfect Pearls.
Okay, and you're going to show us that,
I am
right?
going to show you that. It's
Okay.
really easy, and it's a dramatic effect, I think. So we're going to start with a piece of the paper from the Fresh Frost paper pack. I've got my Versamark, and here's that large snowflake stamp. So I'm going to ink that up with the Versamark solution. Make sure I've got enough on there. I'm going to put that right on the center.
And we have a momentary pause while you do that.
You have to be quiet. Anyway, then I've got Perfect Pearls from the Metallics set, and this is the actual Perfect Pearl color.
Perfect pearls, right?
This is the brush that came with it, and I'm just going to pounce some of that on there.
I think the Perfect Pearls just gives such a luster.
If you can see close enough, you can really, it just immediately starts to come out. You can see.
Yeah.
And then Teresa says she just takes a tissue and just wipes the rest of it off.
Okay.
But anyway, you can actually sort of burnish it a little bit with your brush after it's all over.
So
really make
pretty.
it stand out a little more.
Okay, so going back to the finished one that's already been tapped off. So that's what that looks like. On the inside, Teresa moved her little bears up on top and has these in black and then has more of the Versamark stars right
I love
there.
that little strip is just really, I'm sure she did it on a piece of paper and then cut the strip out and matted it on the specialty paper.
And there's the Cold Paws, Warm Hearts, which is our message. Very sweet. Now, I thought I'd show you one more. With our personal shopper kits, they will often, they always get the things earlier. Right. And so this is one adaptation, putting them in a snow globe.
That's a really cute idea.
That was really sweet. And those hearts that are falling are also part of the stamp. So you can see that there they are.
So that could be a Christmas card, or it could be an I love you in the winter kind of card too.
Absolutely. Or a blank card on the inside. Sure. So showing. And one other thing I wanted to show you because of the snowflakes is this card. And we had a discussion with the design team of could you do heat embossing on the holographic paper? And
the answer was yes.
Yes, the answer is yes. Actually, the answer was let me try it. And this is the result. And I think it is just so striking. So this is the white superfine embossing powder, both
and
here
also,
and there.
Yeah, and also the encrusted jewels, the white encrusted jewels kit.
So as we back up, you can just get the beauty of this. This is, as I say, a drop-dead gorgeous card. So
here is this is part of that stamp set too. The beauty of the season is included with that small stamp.
Right, so beautifully done. And I don't have an inside of this card. But moving back to Teresa, she has paired together our little elf and our penguin stamps and put them on this card.
Like little Christmas friends.
Right, and this has also been sprayed with the glitter that Teresa so loves. So it's subtle. I'm not sure you're going to see it on camera.
You really have to turn it. I think you can see a little bit of the glitter. But
in person, it's just, maybe there you can see it.
It's a little glittery.
Yeah.
Each of the images were embossed in black first, and then Teresa used Spectrum Noir pens to color them in. She wanted to mention that because they're alcohol pens, when you get close to that embossing, you don't want to rub you don't want to rub the pen back and forth like that on the embossing. You just want to sort of dab when you get close to it.
Okay.
Or it'll pick up the embossing and bleed it into your picture.
Okay.
Alcohol will do that with an embossed image.
Now, this winter fun, do you want to pull the pickpocket template and
Let's see.
can we quickly figure out where it's...
Which
Oh, I think
one
it's the
is it?
curvy tag.
Oh, okay. Curvy tag. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Upside
So
down.
she has taken just the top part of the tag and using it like a file tab, and she
Right.
stamped the winter fun, which is in the penguin stamp, and then on the inside she stamped without heat embossing, and so it's more muted, especially on the tan.
Covered it in with the Spectrum Noir, and then here's a marquee label that she used
for the season's greetings. Right. Okay. So nicely done. Again, I just wanted to show you with our holographic discussions. This is not heat embossed, but I thought it was really fun to show you of the penguin,
Right.
and then here is our flashy blue penguin.
On the snowflake holographic paper. That's just
right.
That's
Isn't that
adorable.
fun?
Yeah.
So very fun. The winter fun is part of the stamp, and then it's all matted on the same snowflake.
And that's simple. You're not coloring anything in. You can just stamp something, and on you go to something else.
So choices. We certainly like choices. Now, speaking of which, we are going to take our snowflake theme and
Go to Disneyland.
We are going to go to Disneyland. So this is out of the Princess.
The new Princess.
Yes, the Princess.
Yeah. The
Okay.
new Disney Princess die cuts and paper pack.
And we've done a webisode on these, but Teresa has added pearls and glitters, the spray glitter, onto this shaped card.
This would be a great Christmas card for a little girl.
Let it snow and Merry Christmas. Now, you might be looking at this and you're seeing, okay, here's a curve shape. So where's the fold of the card? Well, Teresa just put her card fold about 7/8 of an inch down from the top. Mm-hmm. And it works quite perfectly.
So you just cut out the back to match that die cut on the front.
Right. So place the fold there and glue everything down and then just cut the rest of your card. And she has used the die cut from the 131 Princess die cut book. And
that's just full of great ideas and die cuts that you can use. All the different princesses from Disney on there.
And then there's the coordinating papers. And then on the inside, she's used the paper and added more of the die cuts.
And there are actually snowflakes in with these die cuts.
So all of that is in keeping with our theme. The other Disney card we have is the tree. Now, I don't know that I can bring snowflakes into here, but work with me on this, will you please? So what she's done, and this is out of the Magic Kingdom. Yeah, the die cuts. And the Magic Kingdom coordinating 6x6 papers.
There's a lot of fun stuff in there. What I like about this is that here's this tree. It just completely fills up the page. I love that. And then she put these dazzle garlands on there. They're gold jewel border dazzles. And she said that there is actually on the die cut, there's a printed garland that goes across, and she started by placing them there. And that gave her a basis to start laying some diagonally. So it looks like it's crisscrossing down the tree.
And then she added the red jewel dazzles, and I like how she foam taped the Mickey heads
the
on
little
top.
Die cuts on top.
That's part of the book.
Part of one of the labels she cut off and set up here at the top, which looks sort of like a banner on the wall.
And then on the inside, she used one of the stripe papers and continued with her dazzle lines and borders.
And red jewel dazzles. Some of them she placed on top of the border dazzles, and some of them she made a little...
Let's get in really close to see her Mickey head that she's done with the dazzles.
That is so cute.
So we hope you have a very Mickey Christmas.
You know, that made me think of how you can use dazzles in a way I hadn't thought, like use those and make a caterpillar with several of them in it.
You can do lots of playing things, yes. Now, our last snowflake is this one. Now, this is a peek because we are getting the snowflake embossing folder in. Right. And this is an all-over pattern, as you can see, and it will really come in a package. And it is, as you would expect, an embossing folder. One side is raised and the other side is debossed.
So this is coming later?
Well, just a little bit, yeah. But what Teresa has done is that she has embossed a blue cardstock.
And what she did is, after she embossed it with the embossing, put it through the die cutting machine inside of the embossing folder. Then when you take it out, you use a brayer to ink the embossed images with Versamark.
Very lightly. Just the top part.
Right. And then you use the blue encrusted jewels kit to sprinkle different shades of that encrusted jewel embossing powders over the image.
Which is why you have from blue to silver kind of variegated on this card.
So first you're going to emboss in one way, and then you're going to heat emboss in another way.
And that's what we have to be talking about, is heat embossing. Now, the corners is a new little cutting die that is called a corner. It also has a mat on it. In this case, Teresa used, here's snowflakes, the silver snowflake holographic paper. And I am just so delighted that this very intricate cutting die is perfectly done on that heavyweight paper.
It makes it look like a metallic corner.
It does. It does.
It's just beautiful.
In fact, I thought that's what it was.
She has used this is great. This is the Let It Snow ribbon.
One of the pearls, blossoms.
Acrylic blooms right on the, pearl blossoms, that's right. And I love that her treatment of ribbon, she's got several different loops going on there, and it's just a gorgeous
and yet you can
look.
see through it. On the inside, she chose to do her emboss with white, and then she did the heat emboss on top with the same thing.
So the same treatment.
Yeah, the blue.
But a different look because of the different cardstock.
And this particular piece here, if you want to bring in the pick a pocket, it's right here inside this piece,
There we go.
So it's right there, and that's what she has used to do her stamping.
That's great about the pick a pocket template. So you've got you've got tags, you've got pockets, you've got tags, and then you've got smaller little labels or tags within.
Or stuff.
That you can use anywhere.
And of course, then you've got Teresa's brain to help you find all that. Now, I wanted also to point out, in this card, you've got the 3 papers going across.
And each one is matted as well, so that they stand out just a little bit more.
So beautiful. I always love how she does the front and then the inside being different. I just think that's a fun kind of surprise.
Well, I like that with all of the cards we were looking at, some of them are really intricate. They're going to take some time. They're going to be practically a gift for someone. Some of them are super simple, easy to just make very quickly.
And some are elegant looking, but don't tell anybody. They're fast to make. So that's nice to do. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow with more from Teresa's creative brain.
See you then.